We are at the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome, and alongside me is the Glasgow head coach, Gregor Townsend. Gregor, you've made a fantastic start, haven't you? 4 from 4. You sit top of the Rabo Direct. How much confidence will you take into the start of the Heineken Cup, bearing in mind you're up against the champions first?
Well, we can't wait for that game. We're playing Toulon at Toulon, one of the best stadiums, the best atmospheres you can play as a club player. Even it's up there with Test rugby. So we know how tough it's going to be. They've got a fantastic side, but we're going to go out there with nothing to lose and really give it our best shot.
Have you got a squad capable of going on both fronts this season?
We'll see. We believe we'll have. Last year we used 51 players. We got to the semi-final of the Pro 12, our domestic competition. We didn't do as well in Europe. We won our last game against Northampton, but before that we didn't have 80-minute performances, so that's what we need to do this season.
And when you look at the group, we know they are all tough, but you, Toulon aside, have maybe managed to avoid some of the really big hitters in Europe. You must think that this is a great chance to make it through to the knockout stages.
Well, it's very difficult. You've got to do well over those first 2 games, so whether it's picking up 1 win, 2 wins and bonus points, so when you come back into the tournament you've still got a very good chance of qualifying. We're up against some really good teams. Toulon, obviously, Cardiff, with their history, their British Lions, the Exeter are a very tough team to beat. We played them in pre-season, so we know that's going to be a real challenge as well. We've spoken a lot this week in Cardiff and yesterday in Ireland about a number of players looking to play in France now. There's obviously a huge lure there with the money. You played at a number of sides there, Castres, Montpellier, to name 2 of them. What was the attraction for you? It was a slightly different era, wasn't it? But you loved your time over in France, didn't you? Yes, I went there. I went from Northampton to Brive originally, and it was more about improving as a player and learning. I seemed to improve in different environments, and then the game really took off in France. It's the last 5-10 years it's became more popular than football, and you see the crowds you get there. I used to love the colour, the atmosphere. When French rugby's at its best, it's the best club side, the best club atmosphere you get in world rugby. It's not always like that. You can get some poor games, some inconsistencies. You get a little bit of violence every now and again during matches, but it is a fantastic spectacle when it's at its best.
And just finally, Edinburgh obviously made the headlines a couple of years ago, didn't they, going all the way to the semi-final. It's about time Glasgow did the same, isn't it?
It's about time we got out of our pool. That's our target. I think once you get out of a pool, then you've 3 knockout games. So we know we're in a tough pool, but we believe we've got the squad that can get out of the pool.
Well, best of luck. What a start for Glasgow. They are going to the Heineken Cup champions, Toulon. We were just discussing before. It's one of the most incredible places to watch rugby. Glasgow are going to have one awesome atmosphere awaiting for them in the south of France when they kick off their European campaign in just over a week's time.
Thank you, Gail. It's going to be fantastic. Coverage of the Heineken Cup kicks off then a week on Friday. Leicester play Ulster. That's live from 7 Sky Sports 1. You can also watch Saracens against Connacht and Toulouse against Zebra. There are 6, that's right, 6 live games on October the 12th, including Edinburgh versus Munster, Treviso against Montpellier and Harlequins versus the Scarlets. You can also see Northampton's trip to Castres, Ospreys against Leicester and Gloucester against Perpignan. Then on Sunday, Exeter against Cardiff Blues. As we've just heard, the champions Toulon play Glasgow, and there's the all-French clash between Racing Metro and last year's runners-up Clermont Auvergne.